Welcome, lords and ladies, back to the realm. I am your humble host, the Goat King, and today I want to gush about the remastered cleric, and specifically the Warpriest. By the time this video comes out, Player Core 1 should be available for purchase, and Archives of Nethys should be updated with the relevant information. But first, what were the problems people had with the Warpriest? A common sentiment was that the Warpriest maxing out at expert with their weapon, while also losing the opportunity to get legendary in spellcasting, cut them off at the knees, so to speak, somewhere around 10th level. This idea was that they wouldn't be able to keep up with any of their offensive abilities and quickly stop being fun to play. In some ways, this is true, and continues to be true in the remaster. With their spellcasting falling off and their martial prowess never reaching that of the true martials, Warpriests must engage with combat differently than either a full proficiency caster or a standard martial character. Another knock on the Warpriest was their multiple attribute dependency, or MAD. Warpriests needed both strength and dexterity to keep their AC up in light or medium armor. They needed wisdom to prop up their already reduced spell proficiency, and they needed charisma to get full use of their divine font. It became the known thing to do to dump wisdom in favor of the other attributes, further limiting their ability to use offensive magic. I am pleased to say that this did change in the remaster. So what are the changes that are relevant to the Warpriest? Weapon proficiency has gotten a small boost. Warpriests are no longer so harshly restricted to their deity's favorite weapon. At level 19, the Warpriest gains Master Proficiency in attacks with said favored weapon, strangely putting them on par with most other martials right at the end of the game. But for most of the game, that doesn't change the proficiency gap Warpriests must tackle. Divine Font has changed to no longer use Charisma to determine how many spell slots it provides. This, combined with the new second level feat Warpriest's Armor, which grants heavy armor proficiency, means a Warpriest can laser focus on wisdom and strength if they so choose. A number of feats have been changed or added, and several are of particular note to the Warpriest. Divine Castigation, at level 1, is a reworking of Holy Castigation to use spirit damage. This isn't a particularly potent change in and of itself, but it is relevant to a later feat. Emblazoned Armament at level 2 was once a nearly mandatory feat if you were going to be a sword and board or two-handed weapon Warpriest. But with the removal of spell components, it isn't as strongly needed. It is still a prerequisite or strong combo for a few other feats, however. Channel Smite at level 4 was reworded such that it now benefits from Divine Castigation. Restorative Strike at level 4 is a new feat. For 2 actions, you cast a 1-action heal or harm on yourself to regain hit points, and make a strike against a foe with a +1 status bonus to hit. If you hit, an ally adjacent to the foe also receives the healing from your spell. This gets you double use out of the spell and a bonus to hit. Divine Rebuttal at 6th level is a new feat that allows you to use your reaction to strike a foe, triggered when that foe uses a magic effect that requires a save on an ally adjacent to you. If you hit or critically hit, the ally gains a +2 or +3 circumstance bonus to the save. So who is the Warpriest? This all paints a picture of a character who wades into the melee to provide direct support to the martial characters. The Warpriest may not be the most pressing concern on a monster's mind, but they will be a painful thorn in their side. This all makes the Warpriest out to be a very compelling tank, one who can both take hits and draw the focus of the enemy. This might change next year when Player Core 2 comes out and we get to see the remastered champion, but for now, the Warpriest Cleric is a better tank than the champion. But what do you think? Is the remastered Warpriest hot or just full of hot air? Thank you all for visiting the realm. I have been your humble host, the Goat King, and as always, travel with loyal companions.